Welcome all in this lecture of biophysics. In this particular lecture, I will discuss about the probability of end to end distance of a polymer by applying the random walk model. In the earlier lecture, I have discussed the basic concept regarding the random walk problem, and in this particular lecture what I will discuss, that is the probability distribution. What is the probability distribution of the microscopic configurations? In addition to the simple argument that we discussed in the earlier lecture, it is also possible to carry out a brute force analysis of this problem using a conventional machinery of probability theory. We consider this an important alternative to the analysis that we discussed in the earlier lecture, since it highlights the fact that there are many microscopic configurations that correspond to a given macroscopic configuration. This particular statement we have learned from the statistical mechanics, that a particular macroscopic state corresponds to many microscopic states. In particular, in the case in which the walker makes a total of n steps, we pose the question, what is the probability that n r of those steps will be to the right? Because these n steps will consist a series of left and right steps. So, how much will be the right steps? Suppose this is small nr, this number is nr. So, what is the probability that nr of those steps will be to the right, and hence nl, that is n minus nr, to the left. Since the probability of each right or left step is given by PR is equal to PL is equal to half, that we already discussed in earlier lecture, that is probability in both cases will be same. The probability of a particular sequence of total n left and right steps is given by 1 divided by 2 to the power n. On the other hand, we must remember that there are many ways of realizing nr right steps and nl left steps out of a total n steps, because if total steps are capital N, now in many way we can distribute the number of right steps and number of left steps. That is, there will be many microstates, we can call them as microstates. So, there will be many realization. But how many realization, that we can calculate? So, W, that is total number of ways achieving this outcome, will be, if we denote W as a function of nr, that is in terms of right steps, then W nr will be n factorial divided by nr factorial into capital N minus nr factorial. This particular argument we have already discussed in a lecture when we discussed about the application of some statistical model in biophysical problems. Basically, when we discussed the ligand receptor model, at that time we also discussed about this particular statistical distribution. A particular example of such type of distribution is shown in this particular figure, where we are considering that there are total 3 segments are there in a particular polymer chain. So, how these 3 segments can be distributed in a random walk configuration, that is shown here. So, you just look at this particular figure, you see in this figure all the segments are in the right direction, and that is why we can say that is nr is equal to 3, that is all are in the right direction. If you consider this particular point as the origin, then all these are distributed step by step. That is when we are when we look about the polymer, we will thought that this polymer is built up in some segments, and these segments that is has been put step by step. So in first step we have put suppose this one, then this is in the right direction, then another segment this is also in the right direction, and the last segment this is also in the right direction. So in this way all has been kept in the same rightward direction. That is why we are saying that is NR is equal to 3 and W is equal to 1, that is total number of realization for such a distribution definitely will be 1. And you can also use this formula, that is what will be the value of W. If we put capital N is equal to 3 and NR is also 3, then the value of W will be 1. Another case you see, that is here this one is the origin, and this whole polymer has been built by putting the segments all in the left direction. That is at first we have put this segment in the leftward, then put this segment also in the leftward direction, then we also put this segment in the leftward direction. So all the steps, and that is 3 steps that have been performed by the random walker, all the 3 steps is in the leftward direction. That is why we can say that is NR is equal to 0 and NL that is equal to 3. Now such type of distribution will also be 1, and you can also calculate that is the value of W from this particular formula. If we put the value of NR is equal to 0, then you can also estimate that is W will definitely be 1. Now let us check some other types of distribution. For example, you see this particular configuration. So this particular configuration, if you look at the first case, you see that is at first we have put this segment and we have put this segment in the right side, rightward direction. Next segment when we put, then we have kept this in the left side. So this is the first movement, this is rightward movement, this next movement is the leftward movement, then again this movement is in the rightward movement. So ultimately 2 rightward movement and 1 leftward movement. That is why NR is 2. In the second case, you see if you consider this as the origin, then this is the first step which is in the leftward. This is leftward, then this one is the rightward direction, this one is again in the rightward direction. So again the value of NR is 2. This is the origin. So first step is in the right side, this is first step, second step both in the rightward, and the last step is in the leftward. So again the value of NR is equal to 2. So here NR is equal to 2 in all the 3 cases, and there are 3 realizations of such type of distribution. And again if NR is equal to 2, you can also calculate that what will be the value of W from the formula that we have derived above. And with the same logic, that is you can also justify this case in these 3 distribution, the value of NR is 1. So why it is 1? For example, suppose if you see this case, so this is the origin, so first movement is on the left side, again this is on the left side, then last is on the right side, so NR is equal to 1. If you look at this case, this is the origin, first is in the left side, next is on the right side, then again on the left side, so NR is equal to 1. Then this first is on the right side, next is on the left side, so NR is equal to 1 in all the 3 cases. So these are the actually different types of configurations when the segments, number of segments is 3, and the schematic shows all of the allowed conformations of a polymer made up of 3 segments. And we can state, that is we have already stated a formula, that is there will be 2 to the power n distribution. If n is 3, then the number of configurations will be 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8. So these are actually total 8 configuration. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 8 conformations is possible with 3 segments. And these are their degeneracy. Degeneracy means, you see, that is for these 3 configurations, the value of NR is equal to 1 for all the 3 configurations. So we can say that these are the degeneracies, and here is also these are the degeneracies. because nr is equal to 2 for all such cases. And we can also say that these are the microstates corresponding to this particular configuration of the macrostate. We have now enumerated the microscopic degeneracies of each macroscopic configuration. So, these are the microscopic degeneracies corresponding to each macroscopic configurations characterized by a given end-to-end distance. So, we have characterized the microstates with respect to end-to-end distance. As a result, we are poised to write down the probability of an overall departure nr from the origin, and this probability we can write in this way, because you see that these are the distribution possible for nr steps out of total capital N steps. So, these are the distributions, number of possible distribution, and if we multiply by the weight, so what will be the weight? We know that is probability for right and left is half, but if there is n steps, then the weight will be half to the power n. So, in this way we can find the probability of an overall departure nr. With this probability distribution in hand, we can now evaluate any average characterizing the geometric disposition of the chain by summing over all of the configurations. To develop facility in the use of this probability distribution, we begin by confirming that it is normalized. We know that any probability distribution is normalized. It means that suppose P is a distribution, then sum of P will be 1. For example, this sum of the left hand side that must be 1. So, in that case we can say that is the probability distribution is normalized. But here is it normalized or not, we can check it. So, how to check it, that I will show now. So, suppose let us check the outcome of the sum. So, if you sum the left hand side, so nr is equal to 0 to capital N. So, sum of the probability, that is again nr is equal to 0 to n, sum of the left side. Now, there is a important theorem in mathematics, that is in binomial theorem we can write x plus y to the power n is equal to nr is equal to 0 to n, and this one. This is a famous theorem in mathematics. Now, for the case when x is equal to y is equal to 1, then left side will be 2 to the power n, and the right side will be this one, that is nr is equal to 0 to n factorial divided by nr factorial n minus nr factorial, that is equal to 2 to the power n. So, you just look at this particular factor. So, value of this particular factor will be 2 to the power n, but it is multiplied by 1 by 2 to the power n. So, definitely the right side of equation 8.7 will be 1. That means if we sum the left side, that is sum of the probabilities starting from 0 to n, so that is giving 1. So, it means this particular distribution is a normalized distribution. The probability distribution for nr can be used to deduce a more important quantity, namely the probability distribution for the end-to-end distance. So, what is actually end-to-end distance? So, we are using a parameter capital R. So, capital R is equal to nr minus nl into A. So, this particular parameter is defined as the end-to-end distance. Now, the formula of the probability distribution that just we have derived, with this particular formula we can find the probability distribution for the end-to-end distance, that is capital R. We can find the probability distribution of capital R. Now, if we use the condition, that is nr plus nl is equal to n, we know that is sum of the steps will be capital N. Now, what we are doing, that is in this particular equation we are replacing the value of nl in terms of nr, because you see nl you can write in this way, that is capital N minus nr, and if we put the value in this equation, then what you can show that is nr is equal to capital N plus r by a divided by 2. So, just we have replaced NL in terms of nr. Now, if we put the value in this particular probability distribution, if we put the value of nr, then you will obtain this equation. So, this is equation 8.10, and you see in the left hand side, as it has been written in terms of capital R. That is why in the left side, instead of writing small nr, what we are writing as capital R, because nr has been expressed in terms of the end to end distance. That is why we can say that this is the probability distribution for the end to end distance. This distribution is plotted in figure 8.4. How it is plotted? In the vertical axis we have plotted the probability P, and in the horizontal axis we have plotted capital R, that means the end to end distance. End to end probability distribution for a one dimensional macromolecule with 100 segments, we have considered the value of capital N is 100. The figure shows a comparison of the binomial distribution. So, in this figure, if you carefully look, there are some dots there, and there is a line joining these dots. So, this figure shows a comparison of the binomial distribution dots given in equation 8.10 and the approximate Gaussian distribution given in 8.16, which will be derived later. So, this particular distribution, that is equation 1.10, that is represented by the dots, and later I will show that is what is Gaussian distribution. So, that Gaussian distribution is shown with a line, but as the line passes through all the points, so what we can say that this type of distribution is Gaussian in nature. For large value of capital N, this probability distribution is sharply peaked at capital R is equal to 0. So, when capital R is equal to 0, you see when number of nr is equal to number of nl, that is number of right steps is equal to number of left steps. So, in that case the probability is the maximum. Next, we show that it takes on the form of a Gaussian distribution for capital R very less than n into a. When the value of the capital R is very less than na, this particular distribution can be shown that it is approximately as a Gaussian distribution. Now, we are going to show that. This calculation involves two math methods, namely the Stirling approximation. So, what is Stirling approximation? This is ln n factorial that can be approximated as n ln n minus n plus a third term. Actually, in most of the cases first two terms are considered, but here we will also consider the third term. This one is half ln 2 pi n for n very greater than 1. And another approximation is the Taylor's expansion, that is ln 1 plus x. ln 1 plus x we can approximate as, we know the logarithmic series, it is x minus x square by 2. We are only considering up to the second term, and when x is very less than 1. So, these two approximation we will use. Note that here we take the first three terms in the Stirling approximation and keep terms up to x square in the Taylor's expansion in anticipation of the fact that the leading term in ln p, that I will show later, is of the order of r square. That is why, as the term is of the order of r square, that is why we will take term up to the x square. We begin by taking the logarithm of the probability distribution for R, which we have derived in equation 8.10. So, what we will do, we will take logarithm in both left side and right side. Now, you see the right side, it is either in multiplication or division with some factors. So, when we will take logarithm, either we will get some terms with positive sign and some terms with negative sign. Now, these are the factorial terms, but we know that is how to calculate logarithm of the factorial. Then we have to use this Stirling's formula. So, you have to use Stirling's formula for the numerator and Stirling's formula for two terms in the denominator. So, let me show you that is how it can be evaluated. You see, this particular expression is for the ln n factorial, that is, this is the term of the numerator. This is the first term of the denominator, that means ln n by 2 plus r by 2a factorial with a negative sign as it is in the numerator. Then this is another term of the numerator with negative sign, and same, that is Stirling formula has been used up to 3 terms. And this particular factor we can write 2 to the power minus n, or half to the power n means 2 to the power minus n. So that is why we can write minus n ln 2. In the next step, we have to rewrite the logarithmic term. Means suppose there is ln n by 2 plus r by 2a, here ln n by 2 minus r by 2a, again another term here, that is ln 2 pi n by 2 plus r by 2a. So how to evaluate this logarithmic term? We will use the Taylor's expansion. That is, suppose ln n by 2 plus minus r by 2a. You are taking n by 2 as common. After taking common, it can be written as 1 plus minus something. Then you can take n by 2 outside, that is ln n by 2, because ln ab is equal to ln a plus ln b. That is why we can write ln n by 2 plus ln 1 plus minus r by na. But this particular term can be expanded in the Taylor series, which I have already described, that is ln 1 plus x is equal to x minus x square by 2. This particular formula you have to use. So next some steps I am not going to discuss. I have just shown, that is ln 1 plus minus x is equal to this one, that is this Taylor's approximation. With this approximation you have to evaluate these logarithmic terms, and you have to simplify. After some steps, what you can show, that is ln p is equal to ln 2 minus half ln 2 pi n minus r square by 2 n square. If we now exponentiate both sides of this equation, that is, if we can write with the exponential factor instead of the logarithm, because you see, that is you have to put all logarithmic term in one side and this particular term in one side. Then we can find the formula of the famous Gaussian distribution, that is p r comma n is equal to 2 by root over 2 pi n e to the power minus r square by 2 n square. This is basically the formula of the Gaussian type of distribution. Note that the derived approximate formula, we can saying that is approximate formula because we have used some approximation. That is why we are saying that is the approximate formula, and it is a probability for values of r that come in multiples of 2a. Since r is either always an even or odd multiples of 2a, depending on whether n is even or odd. So basically such type of distribution is basically the distribution of r, the distribution of r that come in multiples of 2a. It may be even multiple or odd multiple, but this particular distribution is the distribution of the value r when it is some multiples of 2a. To turn this into a probability distribution function, capital P, this is small p, but if we want to write this particular formula with probability distribution function capital P, such that p into dr is the probability that r falls within an interval of length dr. So what is the meaning of p dr? So actually capital P is known as a probability distribution function, and p dr, the meaning of p dr is the probability that capital R falls within an interval of length dr. All that remains is to divide out the results in this equation by the density of integer r values per unit length, but the density of r values per unit length is 1 by 2a. This yields the result for the probability distribution function for the end-to-end distance of a freely jointed chain. So we are dividing this value of r per unit length, value of r per unit length. So that is 1 by 2a when you are considering that is movement both in the left and right side. So that is why the value of r per unit length will be 1 by 2a, and if it is 1 by 2a, then and as r is generally integral multiple of 2a, so per unit length the value of r, the density of the value of r will be 1 by 2a. So in that case this yields the result for a probability distribution function for the end-to-end distance of a freely jointed chain. So this is the probability distribution function capital P. So what we have derived up to this point, that is we have derived the probability distribution function for the end-to-end distance of a polymeric chain by applying the random walk model, and we have also shown that this is basically a Gaussian distribution formula, this particular formula, but we have also shown that this particular Gaussian distribution formula is same as the formula what we have derived here by applying the random walk theory, and in this particular graph we have shown that these two equations are exactly similar. So I hope you have understood what I have discussed, and the content of the lecture has been taken from the textbook of Physical Biology of the Cell written by Rob Phillips, and for further understanding I will request the viewers to go through this textbook, and I also thank you for listening this lecture.